We have these masks right here that have our school logo on them.
Like, I just want people back. I just want people.
My name is Renee. I'm in my first year of chemical engineering at the University of Toronto.
Mitchel Meharchand. M-I-T-C-H-E-L-M-E-H-E-R-C-H-A-N-D. I'm in grade 12. I go to Ashbury College in Ottawa.
Matthew Bryce Chao. Most people just call me Matt. I go to Baby Secondary, and I'm in grade 11.
My name is Sasha. I'm at U of T in the drama program, and I'm in my second year there.
Hi, my name is Kaz. I'm in grade 12, and I go to Thornhill Secondary School.
Wake up, I have some breakfast, brush my teeth, get into my uniform.
Any day I'll pretty much wake up between 5 o'clock and 6:30.
So I usually wake up at around 7:30 each morning.
Usually I will wake up at 7:30, last minute wake up, get ready for half an hour, just kind of like get dressed, whatever, and I leave the house at like 8 o'clock.
Go to school.
In person, I just go to school afterward.
And then I'll attend my synchronous activities like my lectures and my tutorials.
School, walk to school, get to my class. We'll just walk in, like sanitize my hands as soon as I get into the school and as I get into class.
And hand sanitizer before each class, before like entering and exiting each class. There's wipes to wipe down your desk and chair.
I sit there in class, take notes, ask questions.
I finish class. I go home, eat, pass out, wake up, repeat.
Have dinner and then work on some homework.
And then I just sign off, talk to some friends, do some homework until whatever time, and then I'll wake up again.
3 o'clock, school's over. I take a break, then I'll probably do any work I have to do, and then end up just like relaxing, whether it's like playing video games, talking with friends. And depending on the day, I will go to bed between 11 or 3 a.m.
The structure that my school chose for our classes, because they're 2.5 hours long, and we have double the amount of lessons in each class. So in math class, normally you just have enough brain power for one lesson, but now there's 2 or there's 3 lessons in each class.
So mental health, definitely. Personally, I deal with anxiety. Being home, and it kind of helped, but also kind of made it worse. Like, helped in the sense of, like, there was less things to be anxious over, but, like, once something did come up that would typically trigger my anxiety, it triggered it, like, 10 times.
It's definitely a lot easier to get distracted during online classes.
When you work and sleep in the same place, I mean, the place where I work is 2 feet from my bed. It doesn't work, you know?
Last year was much more relaxed.
Last year, I was pretty on top of things. This year, I fell behind so quickly.
In terms of education, there's definitely like a way bigger gap, right? Because online, it's a lot less interactive, you know?
Yeah, so I am in a private school, so we have 4 days online. We have a 4-day block. We have 4 days online and then 4 days in school. So at the start of the year, it was Monday to Thursday was online for half the school. And then Friday to Wednesday, I was in class, right? And there's 2.5 hour classes, so 2 classes each day.
Still 2 semesters, right? So the semester you have 4, so you still have your 4 classes, 3 for me because I have a spare. So basically how it works is you have either cohort A or cohort B for each of your classes. So And then like cohort A will go like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then cohort B would go Tuesday and Thursday. And then the next week and then vice versa, right? So cohort B would go Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and then A would go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday for cohort A.
I had 4 midterms. For 3 of them, they were timed. What they did was they allowed us to have a 24-hour time period. And once you start the exam, you only have a certain amount of time. And then for one of them, it was timed so that everyone had to do it at the same time. It was harder for international students, I would say, because I think they would have to wake up at a time to do it that they would probably be sleeping.
Drastically. If I want to go on a date or go out with the boys, it's much more difficult.
It hasn't much.
It was hard in the beginning of quarantine, like very, very difficult because, like, I don't want to be like one of those people that are like, my personality type is this, so it excuses me to do this, this, and this. But like, I am generally pretty extroverted.
Lecture. I play Minecraft with Fiona, with my friend Fiona, and like a couple other friends, and that's like my like having fun time, like that I would usually spend like seeing people.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to meet people now because like everything's online. Like I definitely talk to my classmates and stuff, but a lot of the time I'm finding that I just talk to them about like school. Like,
that's an interesting question. Like generally, I do all right in school. Like I get 80s, 90s. I get around there. It hasn't really faltered very much because in person you're still doing tests and stuff, right?
Just looking at my personal academic pattern, I started a really low average during that like first report card, and then I move up and up and up, and I end really high, which I was pretty fearful of that given university applications, right? Because my first grade 12 marks, I assumed they would be pretty low, given my track record. But I started this year with an average of 80, and given my track record of being able to go up, 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 I think that I'm going to do really well by the end of the year. And I think that COVID has definitely played a part in that.
So like all the quizzes that I've been doing, I'm like basically winging it and getting like 75 or over that, 70, 78%. So, it's actually going okay on that front, but like that is with like minimal effort. So if we were to like apply the effort I'm putting this year to last year, I would have been getting like in the 60s maybe.
if we were in person and we were able to like do it on paper and just show our work, I feel like marks would definitely be higher.
I'm a visual learner, but I'm also a procrastinator. So if I take every like opportunity to procrastinate on my stuff, but when I'm in school and in class, my brain kind of like autopilots and it's like, okay, you're here. This is a building where you're like here to learn and do your work, do it. And that's when I'm most productive is when I'm in school, and not being able to be in school for like those 6 hours definitely slows down my process a lot.
I really only have enough brain power. I mean, I can speak for everyone. We've really only been trained, given all the years before this, all the 11 years of schooling before this, to put our mind into those first 1.5 hours of each class, right?
Yeah, it's been a fucking disaster, actually. Not to mince words.
I'm more of a auditory learner and a visual learner, right? So sitting in a classroom and being kind of like forced to pay attention and not drift away is a lot more engaging. Actually, yes. Originally, I want to be a lawyer because I've seen what happens when people are appointed just people that don't care. Over the pandemic, I kind of realized I want to do more in terms of helping people.
Given how strenuous this year has been for grade 12s in high school, I can't imagine it gets any easier for university students. So taking that year off has and is still an option in my mind, but I haven't really made it up. But 2 years ago, when I was thinking about university, or if I was thinking about university, deferring for a year would never have crossed my mind at all, right?
I'm realizing more and more that I want to be a musician and actor rather than just actor. Yeah, I think it's absolutely been more difficult for my professors this year. I mean, because our professors are teaching from home as well. So my professor for drama, for example, I mean, you sometimes hear her kid in the background or her kids in the background, and it's cute. But also, you can tell that she's like, doing her best. She's just a mom she's a mom by night who is professor by day.
I think everyone's having a hard time.
I don't think I know enough to make an actual comment about that. First, as a student, it's easy to just say, "Oh, the teachers don't care. Like they're assigning us this, this, and this. They're not considering our schedule." But I'm sure there's probably some problems that they have to work through as well.
They have some of the teachers at my school have children who are younger than an elementary school. That's a play that plays into it as well.
Academically, I feel like no.
But I think we are in a hybrid system, we are getting with the full capacity of our curriculum.
As of whether it's the same kind of education, absolutely not. It's absolutely much better education when it's in person. Well, yeah, it's that I've gotten, I kind of have the excuse to dial back on school and work on music. In terms of that's all the space around school. In terms of school itself, I would say that it's a net negative.
I've picked up a few hobbies.
I feel like in some ways, yes. I know that I've always kind of struggled with physics. Given that everything is online and most of our assessments and stuff, they're open book, it just lets me I can easily reach over for my notes, and I can kind of become more familiar with the material.
I would say the benefits don't really outweigh kind of the negatives that happened.